Welcome to E360 TV, the live streaming and on-demand destination for influential voices and enlightened audiences. We offer trending, grassroots, and purpose-driven content across a diverse range of interests. E360 TV is more than just watching programs. We offer the ability to interact with live shows connecting audiences to real, authentic influencers and storytellers while streaming to millions of devices. Real experiences. Raw conversation. One destination for it all. E360 TV.
I'm sitting up here trying to do 300 things all while that, you can get a lot done in a minute or two. You know how I know that? Because I'll put some coffee or something in the microwave for 2 minutes. I can go to the mailbox. I can take some trash out. I can start a load of laundry and make it back to the microwave with like 30 seconds left. How is that? But then I have an hour and something to get to the gym, and I'm 10 minutes late when I get there. What is that? I don't know. But anyway, I don't even know why I brought that up. But yeah, I'm feeling like LL Cool J. Kind of like, what's his name from the Playboy Mansion? Remember him? What's that guy's name? The old guy who had all the bunnies around him. This is kind of his jacket. What's his name? What was his name? Lord have mercy. And I had the nerve to call him old. So anyway, I heard you. Watch it now. Watch it. You know I got that bug in your house. I can hear everything. Anyway, I missed my rose. Only reason I have one on is because I was sitting here earlier and I looked in. I said, oh, my desk is here early. And then he sat down in the chair. I said, oh, so you're going to wear a robe. Jack Young, country music star. So I'm going to have to do something too. So I went up to the wardrobe closet and I put this on. I'm excited. Welcome to today's installment, the Bathrobe Moments. You know who's here. We had internet problems on Monday. They were pissed. I'm not kidding. Even my guest yesterday was like, well, I was here Monday. I wanted to see your country western star. I was like, then somebody who will remain nameless put in a chat that day, this is the longest intro ever. Only reason I'm here is for Jack Shum. Yeah, they got called up and cussed out. So I'm just. He did, and he who remained nameless, Marty. Oh, did that come out? Sorry. That's the Bella purpose. It means that we're doing everything in here on purpose. So today, get into it. Put your questions in. We got a big announcement today. I'm not even going to play around with it anymore. Oh, wait a minute. Let me see. Okay, we have a couple announcements. I want to see if it's ready. It is. I'm gonna wait and bring Jackson in so he can be a part of this too. So let me say, let me get rid of that. Should I do the thing for him? You guys want the countdown? Big explosive entry for Jack Shum. I should just pop him in here. No, here it comes. Oh, I forgot about him. Oh, hi, Jax. There you are.
Hugh Hefner.
Hugh Hefner. Were you saying it in your head over and over so you would forget? Hugh Hefner. Hugh Hefner.
Yeah, I actually thought you were listening to me because you're like, I got that bug in your house. And I'm like, I'm saying Hugh Hefner out loud. And I'm like,
Hugh
Hefner have a bug in my house?
That's a real hat. That's a real cowboy hat.
It's real deal, baby.
I'm going to put you on the screen by yourself for a second so you can say hello so I can jump up and turn that fan off in the kitchen. Someone, not me, and there's only two of us in the house, you do the math, made our vegetarian sausages and left the pan on. And I was so busy here, I didn't see it, and the house was filled with smoke like 5 minutes ago. Right.
That's because you were cooking vegetarian sausages.
Yeah, what's wrong with that?
It sounds
horrible. Cowboys only eat whole sausage.
That's right. All meat, baby.
All meat. Say hi. I'll be right back. I'm turning that loud fan off. It's a stretch.
All right. Sounds good.
Wait.
Well, good morning, everybody. This is Cowboy Jax. This is my second installment on Bathrobe Moments. And I've got to say, I want to give a shout out to the cast from Lounge with Legends, because if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't know LMH. And I'm very, very humbled and very honored to call this man a mentor and a friend. And so today we have a huge announcement. I'm not going to tell you what it is right now. I think we have a couple of announcements, but this has just been a very surreal experience since the last time that I was on here. So, oh, there he is. Let's stop talking about him.
No, I can hear you. Thank you for that.
I gotta say, man, you're looking dapper and pimp. Is that possible?
It is, clearly.
Yeah.
I'm kidding.
We need to trademark that, dapper and pimp.
So I'm going to let you tell them about our thing when you're ready, our announcement. And before then, good morning, everybody. How are you? You guys are beautiful. Oh, Sherry McQueen had Hugh Hefner, of course. Lori Whitney says, oh, I like the hat and bathrobe. So she could be talking to either one of us, but I kind of have a feeling. You and Charles Maddox and Danny Torres, when you three come on the show, women from all over show up that I've met. Well, probably a few men to keep it very, a couple men. So I just want to say good morning to everybody. And guess what? Okay, I'm going to do the first thing. You guys, tomorrow, you've been waiting. I've been waiting. Oh, wait, let me take that off the screen. I don't want any distractions. Man, I've got a lot of clicking to do here. Okay, wait a minute. I don't want that up there. How you been though, Jack, since the last time we were here?
I'm doing pretty good. There's some pretty amazing things right now that are in the works, along with what we're working on. There's a few other things, and but mostly, I'm just very honored to be able to be your friend. I can text you whenever I want. I can call you on the phone. You harass me all the time.
I love it.
I'm not contemplating the restraining order yet, but
I know. Wait till you will before long. Not really though. You're like my brother from another mother. And
totally, man.
Odd. That's what I love about, the promise of two or more, because when you really keep your mind and your heart open to that, you get surprised by what is greater than, by the universe, by higher power, whatever you ascribe to. All the time, we meet people all the time. I say that feel we know. Oh, I think we were both made in the same manufacturing plant somewhere in the universe. But then every now and then you run across those people like yourself, where I feel like, wow. Not only was it the same manufacturing plant, but look at this. When you scoot the two fabric samples together, we were actually cut from the same bolt of cloth. And
Come
that,
on now. Come on now.
that is a great thing. That is a great thing. So, the power of attraction, the law of attraction. I love those laws that we cannot break. But when we're not within purpose, our purpose, we can be broken against them. So keep that in mind. You guys, here it is. Tomorrow at 8 a.m. and 8 p.m. Pacific time. And again on Sunday, same show, at 8 a.m. and 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Cosmo Sapiens, we finally got it together. They finally got my name right. First they said, and Lauren, what is it? Michael Lauren Harris, the first time they recorded it. Then they came back and they said Lauren Michael Harris. And then they finally, at third time's a charm, got it right. And so here is something I threw together this morning just so I could let you guys know tomorrow is the day. Tomorrow is the day. Cosmo Sapiens on the way.
It's the Cosmo Sapiens, hosted by the Galaxis Gal and Lauren Michaels Harris.
This is the Galaxis Gal, bringing you the stories of the human beings making space for all of us. Because just like on Earth, in space, humanity should be our business.
Everybody wants to be an astronaut. Every Thursday and Sunday at 8 a.m. and 8 p.m. on iRock Space Radio. It's the...
I just threw that together. Yeah, so it's the third. Yeah. Yay! I'm so excited. Where the bell? So I think, thank you, enough about that. So Thursdays and Sundays, 8 and 8. Right. All you got to do is, if you have Alexa, Google, you say, hey, Alexa, play iRock Space Radio on, and she'll go, iRock Space Radio on iHeartRadio. Easy, just like that. Now, Jax, I'm going to let you want to break our announcement that let's throw this up on the screen. Remember a few weeks ago, I promised a gift card, and we're going to go back and see who was closest. I remember someone was. I just don't remember the name. But I threw this out. If you can see it through there, see that? It says licensed for love, and it says the heartbeat in relationship conversation. And I asked you guys, well, what do you think this is? Right? They had some good, I almost said good ass answers. They did. They
did have some good ass answers. I was totally stalking your page.
I know. Gave me a lot of ideas.
Yeah. I don't know. I think we should tease them a little bit longer. I mean, we got an hour to unpack here.
How's that?
Oh,
your turn.
We might have some folks having to pay $9.99 a minute.
Okay. How you do? That's so funny. Oh my God! Did you ever tell the truth? Tell the truth and spite the devil. Did you back in the day ever call one of those lines?
No. I'm one
you were
of those
a little
guys.
hesitant.
I wanted to figure out how I wanted to answer it because I didn't want to sound like
the
an
truth
prick. Well, the truth is like I back in the day, because I'm a taken man now, but back in the day it was all about, the hunt.
So you did call?
No, I didn't call. No, absolutely not.
What was all that?
What I'm saying is like, if I want to get a girl back in the day, like I like the pursuit. I like being able to court a woman. I like being able to, talk to her and be sweet and stuff like that. So I'm not a super huge fan of the, dial in some love.
I heard you. Oh, I know how we're going to start today, you guys. Jax, tell them about your song, Leave a Light On, because we both have hats on, we both have robes on, but we both have music videos, and we're going to watch just a little bit of both of ours, just a little bit. But tell them about yours. Set it up. What's it about? Why'd you write the song? And then we'll take it from there. We're going to let them see a little bit. Go ahead.
Oh, my goodness. Leave a Light On was super cool to be able to do the biggest reason that I wanted to do it, and we talked about this the last time I was on the show, but we didn't unpack it a lot. Is back around 2012, I think it was, Walmart did what was called a Green Light a Vet campaign. And over 10 million folks around the country had registered their green light bulb. And so I was like, well, this is cool. It's a social media campaign. You know, it got some traction. I mean, I had never necessarily heard it, but obviously, you know, heard of it. But obviously 10 million people around the United States did.
Yes.
So my thoughts were, what if we did a song, right? What if we did a song that you could put with this movement? And with me being the CEO and founder of SHF, we're all about reciprocal value.
And what is
So
what is that? That acronym you just used?
SHF, Save Home Front.
Okay.
It's a federally registered 501c3. It's what I do as my, you know, daily business to be able to contribute to veterans. And so I just thought this would be an amazing concept. Now, here's the coolest part about this, though, for me, and I'd love to hear from the viewers out there too. I really got tired of always seeing the male as what's called the hero in a film production or in a video production. So in Leave a Light On, our hero is actually a woman. So her man is, you know, recovering and starting to take that transcendence journey into life with community neighbors after service. And she's the one that is actually deployed and all of that. And then there's a really cool twist at the end. So it's really a story about love. And it's really a story about, you know, no matter how dark the night can get, all you have to do is turn on the light for hope.
Well, all right.
You heard it here first on Screaming Eagle Radio. Disabled veteran Jax Young with Leave a Light On.
I can see your eyes shuddering. You weren't sleeping.
Ain't much I can say, even less I can do, but I want you to know I'm so dang proud of you. I should have said it then, but the words wouldn't come out. Now I know what I'm gonna do. Gonna leave a light on till you get back home, beacon shining in the dark, guiding you back to my heart, where there's a light on, even though you're gone. Keeping the faith, you get back to where you belong. I'm gonna leave a light on. Baby, it's rough having this kind of love, feeling deep inside, wraps your soul up tight. All praying for you is all I can do. But at night, my hope glows bright. Leaving a light on until you get back home. A beacon shining in the dark, guiding you back to my heart, where there's a light on, even though you're gone. Keeping the faith, you get back to where you belong. Gonna leave a light on. When I see all of them, one by one come on, I'm reminded them, none of us are alone. We are one, our soldiers home. Where there's a light on, even though you're gone. Keeping the faith you'll come back to where you belong. Until you come home, I'm gonna leave a light on. Let it shine, let it shine. Oh, this little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, oh, let it shine, let it shine. This little light of mine, this little light of mine, let it shine, let it shine.
Tell us about Michael Cameron Dempsey. We saw
Michael
there.
Cameron Dempsey.
Yeah.
What's that?
What's the backstory on you said in memory? Talk about that for a second.
Yeah. So the cool thing about that was we needed our whole purpose behind what we do is being able to create an authentic depiction of U.S. veterans. And we also want to be able to create relationships and meet community neighbors in the middle, so to speak, where we understand each other. And we talked about that more in the last episode. So that's a little back context of what SHF does through these professional entertainment projects. And so Michael Cameron Dempsey was an individual that worked for the UN, and unfortunately that young man took his life. And so his foundation was the one that sponsored the music video to be made. And it was very compelling because, you know, Jack, his dad, and just their family in general is just a very close-knit family. And so I was like, this is an opportunity to take probably the single most tragic moment in your family's history to date and be able to turn it into something positive for the world. And so when Jack saw the video and his wife and, Michael's sister and all of that, like they were just really pleased with what the ending results were, because that's what they wanted the foundation's money to be used for. And so it was just really cool to be able to create entertainment with purpose.
Yeah.
And that's really, you know, after becoming a suicide survivor and everything that I went through, coming out on the other side of that, I realized that this was what my calling was, you know, and it's been an amazing ride up until this point, you know, all the opportunities that we've had with everything from the SHF honors to working with reality stars to what we're going to announce today. It wouldn't be possible unless individuals like, you know, the Michael Cameron Dempsey Foundation got behind us.
That's
and
awesome.
And so any of the listeners out there, you know, that is what we do. Like, we build that reciprocal value. We can build you these productions. We can create these sponsorship opportunities for you that will get your brand out there in a way that, you know, traditionally your competition's probably not doing, and it serves a purpose. Sure,
Right.
there's plenty of content creation houses out there, but this one really serves, you know, a very important purpose. And we have a new website coming out soon and all kinds of other stuff. So
that's awesome. That's awesome. So you're here. Clearly, that's an authentic hat. I can tell it's not one of those prop hats that wouldn't bend if you tried to. I can tell. So, okay, we're going to do a couple things. The first thing I want to talk about is I found something that says speaks to the top 10 signs that you might be a cowboy. Because a lot of people throw that, yeah, I'm a cowboy. And I have a long standing relationship with some of the greatest cowboys in history. I for years wore my Roy Rogers pajamas to bed. I had a Roy Rogers mug and cereal bowl where Trigger was at the bottom of both of them. And I'd tear whatever was in it up just to get to Trigger. Nice trick, y'all. They pulled on me back then. Put anything in there. I don't care. It could be sauteed spinach. I'm going to tear it up just to get you some Trigger. And the Lone Ranger, of course, for all of you born in the Dark Ages. You remember him. But then, I also had my childhood hero worship status, of course, with the great people, believe it or not, Johnny Cash. I loved when I was a little kid, and just on and on and on. But here are some things, and I want to know how you feel about this. First of all, everybody, Webster defines a cowboy as one who tends cattle or horses, especially a usually mounted cattle ranch hand. So there's a lot more to it. For instance, you might be a cowboy if you work on a ranch. You might be a cowboy if you own a ton of cowboy hats. How many cowboy hats do you own, Jax?
In my opinion, a sincere cowboy probably owns 3 hats at the most. One is for riding, one is for looking fancy, that's the black
Fancy?
felt, yeah.
Okay.
And then one is for the summertime. And so because there's actually a function behind a cowboy hat besides just the aesthetic thing that you see a lot nowadays. So I'd say 3 hats is what the real deal probably has.
Okay, because I did read somewhere that most true cowboys spend more money on boots than they do hats.
Got to take care of your feet, man.
They say that's the true thing they're looking at. Now, what about this? They say you might be a cowboy if you taught your kids to lasso before they could read.
No, Dylan's not really into the lasso thing. He wants to go to MIT, but I have been very diligent about him learning how to shake a man's hand, look a man in the eye, make sure that he keeps his word, those kinds of things.
Even better. And what about this one? They say you might be a cowboy if you can tell the differences between seemingly identical horses.
Yes, that is true, because normally what you're looking for is distinct markings of basically like the breed of the horse.
So you can do all that, right?
I'm pretty decent at being able to look at different horses and be able to tell what breed they are.
Okay, we're just qualifying you, that's all. Also, here's that one about the boots. They say the total you spend on cowboy boots is larger than the total you spend on the rest of your clothing. True or false?
I don't know. I'm a pretty snazzy dresser, so I will say that my boots are definitely up there as part of the wardrobe, 150%. So
okay.
I just got a new. So for a long time, I was wearing Corral because I really liked how comfortable they were. And even though they had like cool designs on the outside, there was really good comfort. And they were actually, for me, pretty good riding boots. But I just recently got a new pair of Stetsons. And I got to say, I'm moving towards being a Stetson fan in the boot department. Normally they're known for hats. So.
Yes. Okay. Now, do you have any fancy footwear?
In terms of what?
Boots with colors and flames and.
Oh, absolutely. I always get compliments on my boots.
I bet. I heard. That's what made me ask.
Yeah, I really do. Yeah.
This is my favorite. Well, one of my last two are my favorite ones. You might be a cowboy if you've got old-fashioned good manners.
Yes, sir.
I love that. And also, if you have a George Strait song as your ringtone.
I don't really do ringtones because my phone would be going off 24 hours a day. But George Strait was the first concert that I ever went to, and was really one of the solidifying benchmarks, even unbeknownst to me. Like, I didn't think I'd be a singer in entertainment, but in my buddy's truck on the back roads growing up, he had a cassette tape of George Strait. And so I used to sing along with George Strait on that cassette tape.
Who doesn't like
and,
George Strait?
And all the girls, would be like, standing around or whatever. And I mean, I was oblivious. I had no idea where it would take me later on in life.
Saying goodbye. Have a great day. Okay, I will.
Much love.
Jack said much love. Oh, you too. So, next thing is, well, let's do this because we got a big announcement coming up. We're going to save it for the last 15 minutes of the show. It's a big announcement, and somebody is going to win that Visa gift card that we have for you, and we're going to find out who that is. I'm going to, during the break, try to find out who that person is. We'll find out. We'll announce it today. So we're going to go to a brief commercial break, and when we come back, we're going to work our way straight on up to the top of the hour, where we are going to give you guys something I think you're going to be pretty pleased with. Stay put.
I'm surprised it didn't say anything about bronc riding. I rode broncs.
It kind of said, I skipped one. It was like, you might be a cowboy if you were raised at rodeos. So that's probably where you
I don't know about raised at rodeos, but I've definitely participated in a few.
So have you ever had somebody profess that they are a cowboy and they're a poser?
Oh, yeah. We call them Coca-Cola cowboys.
Coca-Cola cowboys.
Yep. Or rhinestone cowboys.
Like a rhinestone cowboy.
Yeah. So like when Glenn Campbell came out with that song, it was like, what are you doing, man? You know what I mean?
Star-studded rodeo.
Yeah, it's cool that
Is that what that's about, a poser?
Well, it's debatable. I think you'd have to ask Glenn about it. But what's interesting, and I know we got to go to break, but there was a movie in the 80s with John Travolta called Urban Cowboy.
Yeah.
And right as George Strait was first coming on the music scene back in the day, there was this whole urban cowboy movement. So a lot of metro places were kind of dressing up and playing cowboy. And so that's where they were doing like, the fringe jackets and I mean, all the different attire and stuff.
I know.
Like that.
I tried it once or twice. I went to the club as one once.
But George was actually one of the people, in my opinion, that saved the traditional values of country music and what the country western lifestyle is supposed to represent. Because when he got his label deal, they asked him to take off his hat. And he said, absolutely not. Like, I'm not gonna change who I am image wise.
Right.
And so, because of George, that, in my opinion, remained a pretty cool staple mark.
And you actually live in Nashville.
Tennessee. Yeah.
Nashville.
There you go. You got it.
I know. I have a sister that lives there. Yes, we love Nashville. So when we come back, we're going to get into a little more cowboy fun. I'm going to share a couple of the funniest cowboy jokes that I was able to find on the web. And then we're going to also ease our way into this big announcement with Cowboy Jax and myself. But stay put. When we come back, we're going to also see if you guys can guess what we're trying to get you to guess, and have been for about a month now. But as we go into break, I want to remind you, you're about to see something. Remember to keep April 28th open in your calendar. It's the Power of We Symposium. Number 3, right here in Chicago, again at the beautiful Stan Mansion in downtown Chicago's Logan Square, where we'll be celebrating 250 of our city's greatest youth from the hardest hit areas. And we want you there. Take a look at how to get there.
At least one time a day, I somehow lose my way. Go left when I should go right. Can't find the words to say. Can't scream and I can play. I feel I'm losing this fight. I can't control it. This ball keeps rolling. I just keep bumping my head. I feel mistreated and my heart is bleeding. Sometimes I wish I was dead. Once you start believing the answers you receive it, you find it that you turn it around. Turn it around. This world goes round and round. My life is up and down. It hits me from every side. From every side. Searching here.
You don't know nothing about that, Jack.
To show at least.
Hey, I'm jamming, man. I'm jamming.
Okay, I just want to show. I just want to show. We got robes, we got hats, we got music videos, we got albums.
Now it's my turn to interview you a little bit.
What?
Yeah, exactly.
We're gonna about that in the where is that?
Oh yeah, we're gonna flip the script, baby.
Okay, go ahead. I ain't scared.
Okay, cool. So we were just watching your music video, and I know that you have been a singer for some time. What was it like for you going through the music video making process? Like, what in your mind? Like, did you like help storyboard it? Did you just show up? Like, tell me a little bit about you and your background in building production.
Okay, I like that one. Yeah, well, you know, it's easy to storyboard, especially if you're the one who wrote the music, wrote the lyrics. And I know you wrote Leave It Light On because I saw the credits. And you know, my stuff is journey music. I'm not trying to, I don't kid myself thinking I'm going to end up on the pop charts or anything like that. That was my hope back in the day. You know, when I was 22, I had to deal with MCA and I thought that was it. But, you know, they just want me to write hit songs for people. So now, you know, and I'm older, let's put it that way. The storyboarding is, you know, I like to leave breadcrumbs for people to find, hopefully long after I'm transitioned into paradise. And so it's just like a little comic strip. Every one of those things, you know, some of that was shot here at the house, some in town. But it was all about the mindset. When I turned my life around, I stopped living in accidental mindset, you know, like stepping on the gum. And then later on in that video, put my foot up across my leg and there's a $20 bill stuck to the gum. You know, oh Lord, please let me get this job. You go in and, you know, and every time I kept saying after something like, boy, I sure was lucky, you know, I didn't do anything about reminding myself the next time that purpose does everything with purpose, on purpose, for our greater good. So, yeah, I mean, it's easy. You know, I'm a visual person. So it's easy for me to, I like words that I can see what the word means. For instance, I was working with a client just yesterday. She has a new nonprofit called It Takes a Village. And we were sitting there, I was like, cover up all those first words. 1, 2, 3. It takes a. It, I can't picture anything. A, I can't picture anything. Takes, I can't picture. As soon as you say village, we see something. So I love that about the storyboarding, you know, because when you're writing your journey stuff down, just like Leave the Light On, every one of those words in there meant something. And before in the video, don't you think the video comes from what you see when you close your eyes when you're writing the song?
You know, it's very interesting because, and I'm so glad that you asked me that question. For me, when it comes to the creation process, I want to, and I love how you said that you leave breadcrumbs. I want to create a story that is one facet of what that song is in order to inspire your own story or your own movie to be inside of your head.
So like a tag team thing where Absolutely. They tag you from the one side of the rope, jump in and you jump out.
Right.
Or a relay.
Yeah, that creative process, no matter what level that it's on, is, you know, let me think how I want to say this.
Think
That creative process is an intention for you to be inspired to follow yourself, right? I've done my job. If there's something in a lyric or if there's something in the video that you see that inspires something in yourself,
yes.
right? And that's really been a staple mark that I think that we both share when it comes to creative vision in the multiple conversations that we've had. And another thing that I've found out, and I bet you, I'd almost put money on it, that when you are doing your music video, because you have the foundation of like who you are and what you want to be able to give and represent the world, it's very easy to transition that on stage when you're doing, you're talking. You told
Oh
me
yeah,
that on the onset there was a singing component involved in what got you booked to a lot of these different things. So why
yeah.
don't you unpack that for a minute, like how that singing element works in concert with what you do on stage?
You know that. Well, I'll tell you. I started speaking. I was getting booked a lot with kids back in the early days. A lot. I mean, just 90% of them were kids, high school, elementary, middle school. Um, and so
So
I
rewarding.
always, huh?
It's so rewarding.
It was, and I needed something. Uh, uh, at first I thought I was going to do it at the beginning, but I always sang uh, either a song that wasn't on the album, Dream, but it was the song that got me the record deal because it ended up being a theme song for a movie called The Almighty. So I would either sing Dream, which I co-wrote, or I would sing the cover tune, What a Wonderful World, the Louis Armstrong song,
Mm,
which was actually written by Charlie Chaplin. Did you know that?
I did not, and I'm a
Yeah,
huge fan of Chaplin.
actually written by Charlie Chaplin. Yeah. So I would sing that song. And you know what was amazing to me, as old as that song is, little kids, like second graders, third graders, you'd see them in the bleachers and they'd be lip syncing, singing out loud. They knew every word of that song. I think it was in a Disney movie or something, which I think is great because they then picked it up. And they didn't even know who Louis Armstrong was. That's not from there. That's from. And they named some Disney movie. But yeah. So that's how that was. And, I'll be honest with you. People, especially in the corporate world, they love that Whirlpool. When I first did it there, they called me back 2 weeks later, had me come down, paid me the same amount of money to come down to a breakfast meeting and sing one song and leave. And we'll pay you the same thing we paid you for the 60-minute speech. I was like, thanks, So yeah, music, universal language, does a lot of universal healing. So I'm just very, very grateful and proud. And I just, either I'm going to write a song for you because I told you I got this hit song in my head for it's a country western singer. If she'll do it with you, she'll do it to you. It's all about
Mm,
infidelity. If she'll
we need
cheat
to
with
talk.
you,
We need to
don't say
talk
that
about
when I
that.
ask cheat on you. You already know
Yeah.
she can do it or he can do it. So anyway, yeah. You like that title?
No, I actually, yeah, I really do. We'll have a
I already got
discussion
that. Yeah,
offline.
I
So,
got the melody line and stuff. And
so with
go
us
ahead.
both being creative artists, and I'd love to know what your thoughts are on this and to express this to the audience as well. How do you feel like, where do you think the disconnect is in the current climate that we're in from you personally? Because there was one thing in one of the shows that you were watching for me that just really resonated, like was an epiphany for me. And so I'd like to understand a little bit more from your inner perspective of why you think right now in the world we can't seem to get there. I mean, you've got the stuff going on with Dave Chappelle. Obviously you've got people in this country that don't have equal rights to be able to be married to who they want to be married to, all these different kinds of things. And you seem like such an enlightened individual, despite all of the unenlightened things that you've been through and had to transcend. So just in a sentence or two, tell me what you think it is that disconnect is all about right now.
That's a great question.
Have a good
And
teacher.
you know, it for me, seriously, I think the disconnect is it's hard for people to trust and believe in things they cannot see.
Mm,
In things they cannot see. You know, I think that a lot of people misconstrue they think that the definition of feelings is the same as emotion, and it isn't. Feelings are those things that I reach for and reach for me through any type of darkness.
yes.
When you talk about that juxtaposition, the wonderful thing about the blackness is that I can always, when I look at the blackness from a place of love, because I love myself, I don't care how dark it is out there. I have some light always within me. Wasn't always
Mm,
like that, the shadow side of me. But when I look at the darker it is, the blacker it is, the easier it is to see the reflection of the light bouncing off of it.
mm,
And that's what I look for, where I know it's here somewhere, and boom. It's just like when you close your eyes and you're outside and you can see the red through your eyelids and you know that there's light on the other side of those lids. But at first when you close it, it's dark, but then it starts, you see it. You can see through that. You literally can see through it. Same thing if you put your hand up. I used to love this when I was a kid. Remember this? When you could put your hand up to a light bulb and see red through your skin, how you're like, wow, look at that. How come I don't
mm.
see any bones? I was that kind of kid. But man, look at all that blood in there, And it was, I always look for the things that allow you to see through, and that was one of the things that poured into me. It was poured into me as a kid. And thank goodness, because during those darkest struggles as an adult and even as a kid, it was always those things that made me love books, that made me love a certain movie, that made me believe that there was something beyond what was obvious. And that's what I think we need more of. But the thing about it is, I think we need to start talking more about those things that get us stuck, where we go, that was so wonderful. I don't even have the words.
Yes.
Man, I wish I could. I'm going to try to tell you how good it was. And the reason that we don't have words for certain things, or we can't express fully, nothing seems to be able to adequately represent how wonderful this was or is because I think enough of us have not walked past that marker on our journey for someone to be able to adequately name it. It is that new. It's like every day you find yourself not able to express how wonderful something is, you've just discovered an untapped resource, a new species.
Well, I think you've got to have voices out there. That was a great answer, by the way. I think you have to have voices out there that don't necessarily want to lead the charge, because that's a very loaded word, but inspire the charge. I think if, in psychology, it's proven that for something to feel comfortable or relaxing to you, and I know this from my background in sales, that you have to hear it or see it 7 times for it to feel comfortable.
Mm.
So imagine a world where you have these inspirational individuals that are, leading that inspiration, so to speak, to follow and find things about yourself, and then can be able to start to disassemble those biased and those stereotypes. Because I was talking to a very intelligent friend of mine yesterday about homeostasis. And what homeostasis is where it's the core of something in its being, that it's so comfortable that it doesn't want to step outside of the realm of that. That's why a woman that gets abused, will stay in a relationship where she's beaten. That's why people that feel like they won't be successful, that in the regard of thinking that they're never going to make it, stay inside of it, because there's a level of comfort. And I think that once we get more proactive about disrupting whatever that homeostasis is, I feel that's when we can start to benchmark to that next part of the journey.
I agree. Who knew you were so learned?
You know a couple things.
Yes, you do. And I decided what we're going to do is I'm going to announce tomorrow who that person is because I had to go in there and dig through all of our stuff. I didn't realize we had so much stuff in there. On Facebook.
We'll have to collab on that and decipher the
You tell me
mysteries of
who
the
you think
universe,
came
right?
closest and vice versa.
Right.
Okay, so really quickly before we get into the announcement, we got 8 minutes of the show left. Here's some of these are good. Some cowboy jokes. What do you
Yes.
call a happy cowboy? That's easy.
In the saddle.
A jolly rancher.
Oh my God.
Why did the bow-legged cowboy get fired?
I don't know.
Because he couldn't keep his calves together. Okay,
So
what do you call someone who wears cowboy clothes?
Badass.
Ranch dressing. What sickness did the cowboy get from riding a wild horse?
Too much happiness.
Bronchitis.
Oh my God, these are bad, Lauren.
Why can't the bankrupt cowboy complain?
Because he's still got the ranch.
He's got no beef. Why did the cowboy die with his boots on?
Because that's how it should be.
Because he didn't want to stub his toe when he kicked the bucket. Okay, last one. What do you call a cowboy with bad gas?
No idea.
Darn tootin'. I know. There. Okay, so those weren't so bad. Right?
Oh,
So
I will put up with that only because I love you. That's the only reason why.
And I had so many others. I'm not kidding you. I got them for the future. Now I want to, at this point, there it is.
Okay. Are we
What does
ready?
that say?
It says "License for Love: The Heartbeat in Relationship Conversation."
And do you want to tell them what it is?
Oh, absolutely. If you give me the honor. So
It's your brainchild. Tell them all about it. How it came. How we got to this point.
Yeah. So I had an idea that I wanted to level the playing field with everything that we've been discussing with you today, right? The stereotypes, the biases, the inconsistencies, the lack of communication. And I thought the coolest way to do this would to be create a relationship show that centers around the cultures of military people, veterans, and our community neighbors, which are non-veterans. Because we all deal with a lot of the same issues. And I wanted to hear from the people, from the horse's mouth, so to speak, how they've navigated some of these issues, why, what they're working on in their daily lives. And then the cross pollination of that information to then inspire you to follow a path within yourself to be able to create that connection and provide us an opportunity to make a cultural shift that we need in unity right now that is so desperately needed. And so, the initial idea came out. We had worked on some pilot episodes. You know how things go in show business. Sometimes people just aren't a good fit. And so when I saw Lauren for the first time, and this is where I've got to make, my plug for Lounge with Legends with, Marty and James, because they're the reason that I found Lauren. I immediately knew that I had found my co-host. I just felt it in my bones. And so Lauren and I are going to launch a relationship conversation show that will encompass all of America and even international folks as well, and provide us the opportunity to meet each other where we're at. And that's going to be called License for Love, the Heartbeat and Relationship Conversation. And we're going to be launching our first episode in February.
Right
And
around
Valentine's Day. But here's the cool thing about Lauren. Lauren brought another element into it because I wanted to talk about, from the military culture, what it's like when a spouse deploys, from the veteran culture, what's it's like,
yes.
as a single person when you're, looking for love and all this different kind of thing. And from a community neighbor perspective, non-veteran, how those issues become similar, and then have some really cool celebrity guests that are community neighbors. So you could just start to see the full cultural dynamic of what we're all dealing with. And then Lauren said, well, what about relationships with your family? What about relationships in business? All of these different kinds of relationships. So the first season is going to be action packed. We're going to have celebrities. We're going to have great topics. It's going to be entertaining,
It is.
but it's also going to be very informative. And hopefully, with your help, we will start to be that 7 times out there in the world, right? To be able to disrupt that homeostasis that may keep you from receiving that level of transcendence that you're absolutely deserved. And so you're going to have a great time. I mean, obviously, you can look at my brother from another mother and see that, we look completely different on the outside. But one of the coolest things Lauren has ever said that resonates with me every day is that you strip away all of the symbols of everything. And what do we get down to? A soul, right? You look at me on the outside, you see a cowboy. You look at Lauren, you see LL Cool J. You look at me, you see me as a light skinned guy. You look at him, you see him as a dark skinned guy.
Yeah.
Like, you can make all of these stereotypes and all these biases that you want. But if you tend in for License for Love, the Heartbeating Relationship Conversation, we're going to help you find your soul.
There you go. And that is so true because, the sponsoring thoughts, there are really only 2, which is, a guttural, like, before there were words and stuff. There was the, you knew something was like, that's a fighting stance. Or it's like, it's like, yeah, where you been? Right.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me. So there are only 2 sponsoring thoughts that are behind everything that comes from us, either love or fear. And I put love first, because if you put love first, you never go, you won't get to the fear in the way that it is, destructive. It isn't. You get to fear where, when you come to fear after love, you come to actually the point of being fearless, because love shows you how to fear less. We need a little fear. I don't think we can ever be completely devoid of it, because we have fight or flight. That's where our instincts,
natural instincts.
When you're sharp, right? You follow your first mind. When you feel that you're, I don't care what y'all saying, I'm gone, right? Instead of later, something told me I should have got out of that car when I had a chance, right? So I'm really excited about License for Love, because right there in the title, what I love about it, you had all that already set when you came to me with this, which is what was a no-brainer. That we all are licensed. We are all card-carrying benefactors of our birthrights, which is love, and more love. And every time we do something we love, what is greater than wants us to, it makes you automatically want more. More. Absolutely. So I'm so excited. Yes, in February. And we're going to be, even before then, letting you all know how to get over to the site to check out what's coming up, some of the other things. There's going to be merch, and there's going to be, we got a great questionnaire for those of you who feel like you want to get in the hot seat and come on the show. And so all of that. So how many, tell them about the different genres. Oh, Lord, it's after 9 o'clock. We got to get you back again.
Mm-hmm.
I know.
Yeah. Let's get them that teaser, and let's set up some kind of cool contest of like how many likes we can get, on the page.
Yeah.
It'll be on Lauren's, it'll be on mine. We'll have a cool, that's my Instagram, Cowboy Jacks at LFL, License for Love. There's nothing on there yet because it's all brand new. So y'all come and like and all that stuff. And then on our License for Love page, we're actually going to either be pulling quotes from the audience to be able to put up for memes of inspiration and all that kind of thing, or we'll be posting stuff too, videos, events. There could be a cool photo shoot coming up here soon.
Yes.
You know, there's going to be all kinds of really cool stuff. So don't be turned off by the title if you're like relationship stuff. No, this is the coolest relationship stuff ever. I mean, look at us. Look at the diversity that you have here. Like this would be one of the coolest things ever, and it's groundbreaking. And we really want y'all to be a part of it because that's why we do what we do. Lauren and I collectively have been through so much in different parts of our journey in our life, and we want to share these things with you so we can be able to take that pain and transcend you to the best self that you can be. And all you got to do is tune in.
Amen. And I can tell you how fun it's been. I love getting Jack stuck. It's so fun. I'm like, stop. You say something, you're like, what? It's so, I'm telling you, you guys, it's going to be a wonderful time. Really.
It's going to be fun. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Come on. Keep your eyes and your ears open. I'm going to let you know more about it.
And sponsors too, products, services. If you're wanting to elevate your brand to that next level between all of the people that we know, you probably can't buy this kind of exposure that we're going to be able to bring to the table for you. So holla at you boys.
Yes, please do. And listen, you guys, here's the way we got to get out of here. I had so much fun. I didn't even realize it was after 9 Central. But come on tomorrow. If you feel so inclined, God willing, I'll be here on the front porch at 8 a.m. Central to meet you and invite you in for our next Illuminated Conversation, which tomorrow is with magazine publisher, national renowned therapist over in Australia, always on the news over there, Dr. Vicky Omofalaji. She is the brainchild and publisher of Global Achievers magazine, and we're going to have her here tomorrow to talk about why she took her magazine off the market for a few months in order to take it to a brand new level. And guess what you're going to find out when you find out who's on that very first cover? Not me. It's not me, but it's somebody you've seen on this show not so long ago. So it just goes to show you what can happen when we all come together in a like-mindedness. So with that in mind, get out today. Take great to greater, bright to brighter, strong to stronger, and bold to bolder. Just already walk out the door like you are, come as you are, look for an E and an R. Scoot them over to where you're at, and you've done everything I've just described. Now, get out and do what you know you can do. We'll see you tomorrow. Jax Young, always, or Cowboy Jax, always a pleasure. We'll see you soon. I'll see you this afternoon. We have a call this afternoon.
Saddle up and ride, baby.
Okay, God bless it. Get out there today. Be great to someone and be greater to someone else. Think about that as you go. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Show me your soul. Baby, I'll show you mine. Show me your soul. Honey, it's way past time. How expensive do I have to be? Need I spell it out before you get it, baby? Show me your soul. And honey, I'll show you mine. I'll show you mine. Boy, I'm standing right here holding up a sign.